Howdy ho, Andrew, aka Calfier here. Welcome to the Onion Buns, and welcome to another episode of Hilarious Gaming Stories. So we're going to continue down into DAoC. But before that, here's a quick message. Hey all, just a quick mention here. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on the videos you like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, which helps me. Takes 2 seconds. So thanks in advance. Alrighty, so this one's not going to be so much a hilarious story. It's about the relics. I love DAoC, and one of the reasons I love DAoC is the relics and how they handled them. So each realm, there was 3 realms. Each realm had 2 relics. It was a 10% boost to your melee damage, and a 10%, and the other relic was a 10% boost to your magic damage. Now, these relics were in what we called them a relic keep. These were the biggest keeps, and they had a ton of guards. So if you wanted to go and raid another realm and steal their relics, first off, you had to own your relic that you were attacking the other realm. So if you had to own your melee relic to go out and steal the melee relic from, say you're in Albion, so you had to own the Albion melee relic if you wanted to steal the Hibernian melee relic or the Midgard melee relic. Now, if you did not own your relic, somebody else had stolen it, you had to go retrieve that relic, get it back, and get it safely into your own relic keep. Now, this made it even more complicated. Was we had these castles and keeps outside, and a relic force coming in, attacking and claiming those castles and keeps lowered the number of relic guards they faced when they went after the relic in the relic keep. So there was a lot of tactics to this. Like, it wasn't just run out and do it. You know, you had to take keep after keep after keep. And obviously, as more keeps fell, well, the realm that you were attacking would get notified, and they would send out a force to fight you. So I saw, no word of a lie, battles where you had upwards of, I'm going to say 600 players. And oh my God, was the lag terrible. You know, it's just, it was horrible. And then you got all these effects spamming. Like, most players, if they had any sense, they turned off effects when they were doing relic keeps, because the amount of spamming of spells and spell imagery and that, it was insane. And you had to turn it off. It was just too much spam. You would crash out. And I mean, it's not a funny story, but I love this. It was like realm unity, defending your keeps, defending your relics, and going after other realms. Like, it brought the realm together. And I find that's like ESO kind of does something similar, but even ESO, they miss the heart of it. It doesn't, they have the basics, but it lacks the heart and soul of the concept. And DAoC had that for a long time. They don't anymore because, like I said before, they went down the road of stupid adding more powerful, and they destroyed their own game. But the early DAoC, it was a wonder, an absolute wonder and blessing to see, because the realm unity was amazing. And that 10% bonus you got from the relic, so like, say you had your relic and you captured Midgard's relic. Well, now you got a 20% melee bonus, and that's in PvP and PvE. And then say you captured Hibernia's melee power relic. Well, now you got a 30% bonus to your melee power in PvP and PvE, and that's monstrous advantage. It really is. So there was a real benefit realm-wide to getting these and controlling them, but they were so hard to control because other realms want their stuff back. So yeah, like I said, this wasn't a funny story, but I absolutely adore how the early DAoC PvP worked. Or actually, we didn't even call it PvP. We called it RVR. It was realm versus realm. And I adored it because it brought the community together. You know, even people you did not get along with in your realm, you came together and worked with them when your realm was being attacked. And realm unity is such an important aspect of DAoC. And then you look at games like I thought SWTOR, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, would look at DAoC and adapt it for the Jedi versus the Sith. I mean, it was so bloody obvious to me. Yet EA, and even though EA owns Mythic Entertainment now, so there would have been no copyright problems. They could have done this, but they didn't. For some godforsaken reason, they wouldn't do it. And it was like, it was a no-brainer to me. It's like, just put in DAoC RVR, and suddenly everybody in your side, like your Jedi side or Republic side versus the Empire side, it's like, it was a given. But no, they wouldn't do that. They went with the crappy little war zones, and you know, it was, I mean, they were fun for a while, but it was tedious after a while because it was just the same thing, same map over and over and over. And there really was no payoff there really was no payoff. There wasn't. It was like DAoC had a payoff, and that's what made it special. And like I said, ESO is the closest to what DAoC was, but even they missed the heart and the soul of it. They got the basics in, but they missed what made it special. Truly, truly special. So anyway, I wanted to do a video on RVR and explaining relics because I would love to see a game come out with that system again. I can't tell you how many hours I put into that game. It was so much fun. And you would burn 8-10 hours in an afternoon defending relics, running from keep to keep, taking back keeps. It was just like, it was an absolute pleasure until they ruined the game. But it was a pleasure, you know, and yeah. So anyway, that's my video. I know it's not hilarious. It's not funny, but it's such an important aspect of what DAoC was that I wanted to do a video on it. So if you like the video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders. And I do appreciate it. I really do. Always feel free to leave a comment. I encourage you to leave a comment. It gets us talking, and it really does help me with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.